Okay, for this Gren Twigs video, I'm gonna move on from working on a browser app and show off Gren's ability to target Node.js. So you can use Gren not just in the browser, but you can use it to write anything that can run via Node.js. So you can write servers, you can write command line applications. If you want to do that, you still use Gren init to start your program, and you're going to pass it this option of platform equals node. If it does that, it's going to make, if you do that, it's going to make a gren.json file which targets node there, and it installs this node core package. And I'm going to pull up the docs for that. So I just went to grenlang, packages.grenlang.org, node. In here is a node module, which you're going to want to make your program. Now, let's make a node program like any Gren program. We're going to start, well, like most Gren programs, I guess, we're going to start with a main file, a main module, and expose a main function. We can import that node module because we're going to need that. Now our main function is going to return this program model message. And we get that program model message with a function called define program. There we go. That's what we want. So we're going to call define program. And what are we passing to define program? This program configuration, which is here. So our program configuration is just a record, and it's going to be similar to our browser application using the Elm architecture. It has an init for when it starts up, an update to handle events, and subscriptions, which we still haven't covered, but I'll get to it. The only difference is there's no view function. So let's define that. Each one of these is a function, but I'm going to give those functions names, and I'll just name them after the field names. Init, update, and I will write these functions soon. There we go. That should give us what we want. Now let's start writing those functions. So our init function, what does init look like? It takes an environment and it returns this special task. So node.environment is what it's going to take, and it's going to return, that's actually an init task from the init module, which I'll import as well. And that task is going to hold our model and an optional command. Pretty much this, very similar to an init for a browser application. So we'll call that env, and how do we get this init.task? We get it from another function called start program. That gives us that task that we want. So node start program, and what do we pass to start program? We initialize our model, and we have a command. So it's a record with a model, which we haven't written yet. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'll define it as this type alias model. It's not, let's not worry about a model just yet. I'm just going to define it as an empty record. We don't really need it yet. And we also don't really need a command yet. Let's just get a base level program compiling here. Init update is the next function. So update, what's the shape of that? It takes a message, it takes a model, and it returns this record. So message model, and it returns a record holding our model and a command. So message model. Now most update functions are going to look like this. It starts with pattern matching on the message that's coming in. We don't have any messages defined, so let's do that. We don't really know yet what this program is going to do, so I'm just making one variant here called no-op, just as a placeholder for now. So when the message is a no-op, I'm essentially going to do nothing. I'm just going to return a record that is our original model and no command. All right, moving on to the last subscriptions function. So subscriptions will take a model and return a sub. And we're not worried about subscriptions, so similar to command, we're just going to pass none. and cross our fingers that this compiles. If it doesn't, we'll fix it. It does. Now we have this thing called app, and you can run it with Node. It doesn't do anything because we just have a program that it defines a program, does nothing, and exits. But I just wanted to create the skeleton and show you what it looks like once it's compiled. It's actually, you can, it's a self-contained Node script. So if you make it executable, you can run it just on its own. In the next video, we'll have it actually do something.